Good morning, youth. I hope you guys are doing well. This is your midweek encouragement video. I hope your first week back to school has been good and smooth. And I just hope that you guys are staying rested and staying on top of the stuff that you have there. We're gonna jump right in, and then I have a little bit of info for Sunday for you. So we're gonna be in Proverbs chapter 4. Continuing on in the book of Proverbs. And as we get into this, one of the things that y'all will find as you get older, some of you, as you are getting into your senior years and your junior years of high school, and those of you who are younger, you'll find this as you get older, but you take on the habits and you're going to become your parents. You will find that you do things that when you were a kid and you remember your parents doing them, you will begin to do those things. And what's interesting is the lessons that your grandparents taught your parents often get distilled down and become the things that our parents teach us. A lot of the times the things that we are learning from our parents are things that maybe they learned from their parents, and they're just taking the best, greatest hits and sharing those with us. And so in the book of Proverbs, what we're going to read today picks up on this idea. This presents wisdom as wisdom is presented from the perspective of a father giving wisdom to their son. But at the beginning of chapter 4, we get a peek into where that wisdom comes from. So Proverbs chapter 4, starting in verse 1, it says, "Hear, O sons, a father's instruction, and be attentive that you may gain insight. For I give you good precepts. Do not forsake my teaching. When I was a son with my father, tender, the only one in the sight of my mother, he taught me and said to me, let your heart hold fast my words, keep my commandments and live. Get wisdom, get insight. Do not forget and do not turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, and she will keep you. Love her, and she will guard you. The beginning of wisdom is this. Get wisdom, and whatever you get insight. Prize her highly, and she will exalt you. She will honor you if you embrace her. She will place on your head a garland, a graceful garland. She will bestow on you a beautiful crown." The teacher here says that when he was a boy and a little kid learning from his father, or to put it maybe the way that you've heard it and I have heard it, when I was a kid, we often hear adults say, when I was a kid, my dad or my whoever used to tell me. That's what's going on in Proverbs here. We have the teacher saying to his son, hey, your grandpa of time past gave me this wisdom. And he says that his dad, this young son's grandfather, taught him. And so what we read in Proverbs is the result of generational wisdom. This wisdom that moves beyond just a single generation and is passed down from time to time. And the teacher of the Proverbs, what were they taught? They were taught to hold fast to sound wisdom, that wisdom will keep you secure and guard you, that if you prize and value wisdom, wisdom will bring you honor, and that wisdom will make your life enjoyable, peaceful, and appealing to others. And if you hear that and you go, well, that sounds a lot like what we've already talked about. It is. That's very much the point, is that the book of Proverbs, though it is wisdom from primarily a handful of couple of people, mostly Solomon, that wisdom, a lot of it is generational, and it is impacted by other people who are not necessarily the author. And in short, what his father once taught him, now he, the teacher, is trying to teach his kid. And so it's this reminder that we do well not only to learn from our parents. Do that, learn from your parents, but don't stop there. Learn from the people who taught your parents. because in reality, you probably already are if you're learning from your parents anyway. If your grandparents are no longer with you, ask your parents about them. Learn about who they were. And in doing so, you're going to probably get a better picture of who your parents are, and get a feel for where their wisdom is coming from. The last thing I want to remind you is we need generational wisdom. This isn't like, oh, that's good. No, we need this. We need wisdom that has been passed on, because that every time it gets passed, it gets distilled and refocused, and it gets a little more refined, and we don't ever stop learning from our parents anyway. And so I would just encourage you, as you get back into school, take time to learn from other adults that are not your parents. You're going to be doing that a lot anyway, but learn real good wisdom that seems to have been passed and is not just in the moment wisdom, and learn how to take that to heart and learn how to apply that type of wisdom. Real quick, a couple of things in regards to Sunday. So I've been watching the weather pretty closely, and the rain's a-coming. It's on its way. We need it, which is very good that it's coming. But if it decides to rain on Sunday for our fire pit, we will probably move the fire pit to the church in the parking lot. Just because if it decides to downpour, because every now and then you get a fall rain that's just brutal. And so that way we can hop into the gym and do stuff in there. We're still planning on having a fire pit, but as of right now, we will probably be moving that to the church. So I will make sure that goes out for y'all to see as well. Look forward to seeing you this week. We've missed seeing you guys the last couple weeks for youth group. Yeah, and I just hope that you're doing well. Look forward to seeing you soon. Love you guys. Bye.